a crossroads at a table by myself doing homework, and a kid who was obviously a freshman came right up to me, sat down, and said, "What's your name?" I said, "Stacy," and he goes, "How old are you?" "I want to take you on a date." And I just kind of sat there in silence for a second because I was shocked that he was just so forward and direct. It was not appealing at all. And I told him 21, and he said, "Oh, okay, never mind, bye." And left.
Never liked getting asked out via text message. That one's always really bugged me. Or I think the worst was actually a guy asked my roommate to ask me out, and then I was like, what?
Worst way I've been asked out on a date. Girl really invaded the touching bubble. Just barely met. She came up and put her hand like on my thigh and was like, "I want to know you, and we should really hang out sometime soon." And so that was really awkward.
Will you escort me to such and such event, or will you be my date for such and such event? It was just really nice and casual, and it was just a really comfortable situation.
So the best way that I've been asked out on a date is that it was very casual, I guess, because it's a little different if a girl's asking a guy, you know. So girls, I guess, don't have that same ability to be really aggressive without it being awkward. So she was very just confident, but she made it clear that it was a date. It was just like, "Hey, a group of us are going to go canoeing this weekend. We kind of need a partner, and I'd really like it if you came with me. Are you available?" And, you know, so it was just very direct, but also casual. It wasn't super like grabbing my inner thigh. "We need to go out."
The best way, I think, is when there was this one time where I had a huge crush on this one guy, and he actually took quite a while to ask me out. But I think that actually was the trick to get me. You know, he played a little hard to get, and he like got me really interested, and I was like, "Okay, what is this guy's deal? Is he gonna ask me out now, you know?" And he finally did, but he did it in just such a like smooth and forward way without being like aggressive or just straight up like go on a date with me. And he cracked a couple jokes, which always went with me.
So we were actually in Debo, and I could see that she was about to leave before it finished, and I was hoping to just talk to her after. So I just kind of got up in the middle of Debo and went over and sat by her as she was about to leave, and it was, in my head, it was like, you know, "Oh, well, I need to talk to her before she leaves or I won't see her again," and probably would have been better to just not see her again because it was an awkward encounter.
When I was with my mother. My mom and I were standing in the corner at church having a conversation, a private conversation, and a boy comes up and asks me out, and I just looked straight at my mom and didn't know what to say. Oh my God. He told me that we were going to a bonfire with a whole bunch of people, but it turns out he ends up taking me to this soccer field just outside of campus, and we ended up standing there in the freezing cold weather for a little over an hour while I was shivering, just waiting for him to be done showing off his soccer skills.
The restaurant that we were going to, we're standing in line, and he's like, "Do you want to split a burrito?" No. I mean, I look like I like my food, and I do. I like my food. And when someone asks me on a first date if I want to like split a burrito, I mean, that kind of makes them look a little cheap, and it's a little weird. I mean, it's a burrito. You don't want to take a bite, pass it around? No, it was weird.
Final tips to remember are: 1, to be very confident. You should always assume that they're saying yes. Also, be very honest. Nobody likes a liar or like beating around the bush. You know, just be truthful about whatever you're going to say. And play to your strengths. You should really, it might sound cheesy, but be yourself. Because if you're somebody else and then once you go out and they don't like who you actually are, they feel like betrayed or tricked, and it's just awkward. So, you know, be who you are. Try to be funny, charismatic, and you'll get lots more dates.
We're keeping that part.
That's supposed to be.